Shalom. I want to start out by saying Kol Halalim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the head apostles of GMS and a salute to you Walkins that are tuning in. I'm the servant the bar GMS Boston. And coming back with another show. This time I'm gonna roll with the spirit. I want to talk about this article that I came across my news feed here on Facebook. And pretty much the heading says Zelensky made fatal mistake by visiting U.S. Russia warns. I'm just gonna read a little bit, then I'm gonna get to the point because a lot of things came to mind when I read this, and one of them being the destruction of America, which is gonna result by this Third World War. All right, which all these kings, these modern day kings, which are the presidents, they're making moves, man. They're aligning themselves, and at the end of the day, according to prophecy, according to the Bible, it's all gonna end with America being destroyed. Now it says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky made a fatal mistake in visiting the United States this week. Russia warned Thursday. Dmitry Belik, a member of the Russian State Duma International Affairs Committee, made the remarks in response to the Ukrainian president's stop in Washington on Wednesday. Zelensky's first known trip outside his country since Russia launched a full-scale invasion on February 24. Zelensky gave a historic address to U.S. lawmakers at the U.S. Capitol and met President Joe Biden at the White House for a bilateral meeting. Earlier, Secretary of State Antony Blinken unveiled a $1.85 billion military package for Kiev that included a Patriot missile system. Now, if you read this, or anybody that read this, right, should know or should understand that Ukraine, or the so-called Ukrainian army, is really an American army, man. Because America is funding that army, is giving money, and is giving weapons, which is what's called a proxy war. So the United States is fighting a proxy, Ukraine being the proxy. They're using another nation, taking over their military to fight another nation, right? And technically on the books is not America against Russia, but in reality it is. All right. So this can very well escalate, and it's not something far-fetched that it can blow up to a Third World War. And we know that it's going to. All right. Because the scriptures prophesy of a Third World War. The scriptures also describe the United States of America and what it would be doing. As I'm going to get into my other point. So if we keep reading here, it says the Ukrainian leader for months had requested the U.S. for stronger weapons to shoot down Russian missiles. Now it says Belik said Ukraine's alliance with the United States would end badly for Zelensky's administration. Now here's the point. All the allies of the United States ended up very badly, being on the sidelines, or rather in the dustbin of history. He said Russia's state-run news agency, RIA Novosti, reported. And these Russians are saying the truth, man. Every single nation that have allied themselves with the United States have pretty much made a pact and a deal with the devil, man. All right? Because they haven't ended up too well, man. Now it says this has been going on for hundreds of years, the deputy continued. The Americans have only one ally. It is themselves. All the rest are secondary figures that should ensure their prosperity, and who, if something happens, can be betrayed. Zelensky has made a fatal mistake in his choice of allies, Belik said. However, he may consider the U.S. allies, but he's only a bargaining chip for them. but at the moment it is very profitable. He had it without elaborating. And let's get the scriptures, man, because and I pulled up 2 scriptures, but I'm also gonna, whatever the Spirit allows, gonna bring more. Now this is Nahum 3:4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft. Now, a whore, seduces men, right? Using that analogy, and a whore tricks men and uses men and pretty much disposes of men, right? And lays in bed with different men, right? In this case, if using that same analogy, right, we can say that America is doing the same thing. America will align itself with a nation, uses that nation, exploits that nation, right, and then discards that nation and moves on to the next. Okay, that's what America do, and that's exactly what these Russians have been saying. All right, and ultimately this game is gonna get old, man. Now the scriptures say this: those that were confederate with thee, because at the end of the day, America is nothing more, or the United States is nothing more than a corporation run by Esau Edom, man. This is his teeth, all right? Just bear with me. Psalms. Should be in Obadiah. There we go. So this is Obadiah 1:7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound unto thee. There is no understanding in him. Right? And that's gonna be the ultimate conclusion, man, that eventually these nations are gonna get tired, man, of being played by America, man. And eventually, they ultimately gonna shoot nuclear missiles here too. All nations that have nuclear capabilities will use those nuclear capabilities to destroy America, man. And that's the truth. All right, because America has done a lot of wickedness, and it continues to do wickedness. False dealings, deception. All right. But again, that also goes into the so-called white man, because he is the ruler of America. This is his kingdom. This is Satan's seat, man. And that's how he operates. The scriptures tell us that his words were smoother than butter. That they break pacts. I think it was Kim Jong-un that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that said that they can't trust America because they know it to break their pacts. But America's or the United States is nothing more than a country. All right, the real proprietors of this place at the moment is these Edomites, man. Because even the scriptures tell us that in the book of Job, the 9th chapter, where scripture says that the earth was given to the hand of the wicked, and he is the wicked, man, and he uses America as that military might to do wickedness, to come and sit all these other nations down and make pacts that he's gonna break, man. And go and further their agenda, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, is about furthering their agenda. They don't care about nobody, man. And that's exactly what these Russians are saying. And at the end of the day, this guy Zelensky, he's juiced in. This guy's juiced in. This is an Amalekite. Who's juiced in? He's juiced in. Now I have here Jeremiah 51:7. It says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. And these nations are gonna be mad real soon, man, when they find out that America has deceived them. You know, America has pretty much deceived all these nations. Nobody really trusts America anymore. You know, the Chinese surely don't. You know, the Russians don't, and rightfully so, man. Rightfully so, because you make any pact with this United States of America, you're pretty much doing it with the devil, man. Okay, because this is his seat. All right, this is his seat. You know, this is supposed to be just a quick impromptu, really, because when I read this, you know, these scriptures came to mind, man. You know, Nahum. You know, Jeremiah 51:7. You know, and then you can also read Revelations the 18th chapter, which is a beautiful chapter, and that's also talking about the destruction of America. But the point is that this scriptures here and this article flow very well together, because they describe this place to a T, man. And that's exactly how America operates. They operate on deception, trickery, you know, extortion. That's another thing too. America extorts, man. You know, they give you an ultimatum. You know, if you don't accept democracy or this, you know, we're gonna invade, or we're gonna bomb you, or we're gonna come up with a pretense. You know, if you don't accept democracy, if you don't let us come in there, and if you don't want to make deals with us, we're gonna cut you off. We're gonna put sanctions on you. You know, which is extortion, man. It's basically coercing somebody or another nation to do your bidding by holding something that they need, man. You know, by using something that's their need against them, and that's wicked according to the Bible. If you go into the law, it tells you thou shalt not deal with thy brother like that, man. Thou shalt not deal falsely with thy brother. But the same concept applies on the larger scale. You know, you're not supposed to deal with anybody like that, or even with any nations, because you're talking about people's livelihoods here, man. But America don't care. You know, this place don't care. Is the seat of the wicked, man. It's the seat of the wicked. All right, but righteousness will return once the Lord destroys this place, because this place will be destroyed, man. And then the kingdom of heaven will be ushered in here on earth, and the rightful rulers will be in power, man. That are not gonna deal with these other nations like that. Every nation's gonna have their fair share, man. Every nation's gonna have, you know, their plot of land, you know. And everybody's gonna be more than happy, man, because there's gonna be fairness and equity, man. This place ain't fair or equitable, man.